At long last, Georgios has managed to consolidate power inside of the realm. The factions are dealt with, the rival families are mostly dealt with, but he is now ready to strike outward and expand his borders. His target is the Abbasid Empire. Justinian seeks to reclaim Antioch and the Kingdom of Syria. Georgios knows that he needs a pretext for his war though, and his plan to do that is to create a legend of himself as the spiritual guide for orthodoxy. With the sheer might of the Holy Roman Empire to the west, Georgios is going to first expand southward, aiming to re-establish the Theodosian borders. Once that's finished, he can then move westward and finally restore the Roman Empire. It is a beautiful day once again to be the Emperor of the Byzantines, and we have a hell of a day ahead of us. The first thing I want to address, it was brought up in the comments, and it is a fantastic suggestion as well. So I have been talking constantly how our main goal is to restore the Roman Empire, hold all these titles, and make this decision. That is still 100% true. But what was pointed out to me is that what we should do first is take this decision to re-establish the Theodosian borders. To do that, we'll need all the lands that are currently highlighted here. Now, the nice part about this is that this decision is very powerful. We will gain a ton of influence as well as legitimacy. We can hold a triumph for free. We get another legend seed, 2,500 renown, admin, vassal opinion, and reinstated the Theodosian borders, which gives us plus 20% monthly influence. It also makes sense because we need most of these lands to restore Rome anyway, so I'm going to split our ultimate goal into two parts. The first one is re-establishing the Theodosian borders. We're going to go to war mainly to the south of us here and pick up all of this land that we need. We'll make that decision, get all of the bonuses, and then once we're there, we can actually look to the west and begin to conquer places like Italy and the surrounding parts of northern Africa to get the remaining lands that we need to restore Rome. It also works in our favor because I really don't want to mess with the Holy Roman Empire right now. Our initial war goal, at least, is going to be conquering an actual kingdom through a holy war. We're going to go for Syria here. The one thing we do need to pay attention to is that obviously other Ashari rulers may join the war, and there is quite a few of them to the south of us. What we do have to our advantage, though, is our newfound ally in Russia, who has a current military strength of 10,000 men. Now, we're going to need 750 piety in order to start this war. We only have 400 currently, but we are building a temple here, which when finished will give us 2,000 piety, more than enough. So we're going to use these 5 years to actually build up a nice war chest here, so we don't just run out of money the second that we start the war. We'll probably reinvest slightly back inside of the actual military and just try and hold the realm together. Then once we take Syria, we'll have another little while the peace treaty is in. That's when we'll start to use our gold to actually upgrade everything, start building some more buildings. We are not even at our domain limit yet, and we do have some themes and counties that still actually have slots for new holdings, so we want to fill those out as well. But it's going to be a balancing act, as is everything inside an admin realm like this one. In terms of factions, I'll give you one guess which family is causing us problems. Correct, it's House Skleros. It's actually my sister-in-law in this case. Now, if we look at House Skleros, we have significantly reduced their power, and thankfully, the person in line for this actual theme isn't from House Skleros. So what we may actually want to do to begin here is retire this governor, take it out of Skleros' hands. That will sort out the faction, and House Skleros now should be significantly reduced in power. I don't even believe they're a powerful family anymore. There they are, back to a noble family, which we will happily take. My 18-year-old nephew now controls... Does he even have a theme anymore? No, he doesn't. They have no land at all anymore. When we now look at the noble families, their power is a lot more acceptable. Malios is the exception. They are the house that we have married into. That's to be expected. The rest are all about 100 points weaker than us, which we'd love to see. Some of them still dislike us a bit. We can't make everybody happy, but there's none of our rivals now who are a powerful family. So that should calm things down a bit in terms of keeping our place on the throne. In just over a year, we can host another chariot race, which we most definitely will do. And what I also want to do, that I didn't even know we had before, is actually have our bookmaker here, who, remember previously got us 1,500 gold. We can have her cook the books. During the next chariot race, she'll employ some creative arithmetic to lower the amount of gold paid out to successful wagers, meaning more for the crown. We'll lose 40 legitimacy, but that's honestly fine. We are well above what's expected of us currently. The Kingdom of Moldavia is asking for a truce with us for 15 years. That's actually fine. In the context of our new phase 1 plan, we have no interest in expanding out this way. I mean, sure, if there's vassals or smaller counties like this, we might go for, but no interest in a war against a kingdom. We're also looking to build out our gold, so that's perfectly fine. Now, I did put Georgios previously in the learning tree because he wanted to get more piety before I thought to just build an actual temple. Since we're here, I will just rush down to know thyself, so at least we don't get any surprises if Georgios is about to die. Well, at least of natural causes. He could still get deposed or killed or anything else. I know we're saving gold, but I may actually begin a legend. The spiritual triumph of orthodoxy here. The reason for this is that if we can get this to mythical and complete it, we will gain access to the reassert the holy mission decision. Now this would be incredible. On top of everything else with the legend artifact and evangelizing the realm, it would be incredible because what it would mean is that we could fire not just one but 2 holy war for kingdoms against the Abbasids. We would need to start it early. I think we'll start it now. We should have more than enough gold to maintain a profit while we're building this. There we go, the first legend, the spiritual triumph of orthodoxy. Now, this eunuch here is continuing to cause me problems. I like some of his suggestions, but having influential eunuch is actually bothering a lot of my vassals. I may try and just root out the actual eunuch influence here. I feel like it's going to cause an awful lot more problems than it solves. Now, I've been looking through the actual theme administration types of some of our vassals here. Some of the powerful families have the imperial administration. This increases our legitimacy as well as our prestige, as well as theirs, and they gain some influence. Now, we don't technically need the legitimacy gain here. I am tempted to put some of these just back on balanced, reduce their strength just a little bit, and I'd rather not just be handing them more influence per month, especially when they're already powerful. This will be the guy who is our main issue when trying to select our next successor, so I don't want to be handing him influence. Oh my word, the tooltip was glitched. So I revoked the Duchy of Raska off of this man. The realm was feudal, but the game kept telling me he was a governor. So when I revoked the title off him, it said, will not incur tyranny, as he is a governor. Now that I've done it, it's saying that this has tyranny. Every subject has lost 20 opinion of us, and we've lost 80 legitimacy. That's quite annoying. Thankfully, we haven't done anything else super tyrannical, so I think it should cool down after a while, and at least now we can actually hand out some of this land to some nobles, and we can make sure that it's at least admin going forward. Oh no, there's a heresy in Novgorod. Bogomilism? Okay, that's not good. What twisted mockery of a faith is this? That's slightly concerning. We didn't really want something else to show up in Russia. We are trying to make it all orthodox. As you can see, there's lots of competition and now a heresy on top of that. So our marshal and vassal has come to us saying, a man named Philatros approached me seeking employment, claiming to bear a letter of recommendation from the Basilius himself. The seal was deemed a forgery, and they now hold a brazen impostor in my dungeon. Well, 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 look at you, my friend, trying to forge my seal, are we? Well, we have ideas of what to do to you. Oh, Philatrios, I sigh theatrically. Do not fret. I am not here to take your head or anything else. Your manhood will do just fine. Then I'm going to invite him to court, and what we'll do is we can send him to somebody else as a eunuch if we ever need some influence. Oh, look at this. I'm being raided. I'm being raided. It's a vassal in Khazaria. No, no, no. We won't stand for this. To be fair to my vassal, he's putting up a fight even though he's severely outnumbered, but we're going to come to his aid. There we go. We managed to get there in time too and help him out. Now, my half-brother, Strategos Simeon of Vidin, would like an alliance. That's fine. Go ahead. Okay, I finally have enough gold to plan a chariot race. So, bookmaker, Cook the books, please, and let's get this going. For the intent, it actually is going to be to spread my legend. I'd like to get this upgraded as soon as possible, so we will use this one, and let's start the chariot race. So still 6 months until the chariot race begins. I do have another learning lifestyle perk. I think I will probably go for wash your hands here for the bit of plague resistance. We do have a plague that is starting in the south here, Byzantine boils, not great to see. So we have just inherited another theme here, the Duchy of Philippopolis. Now, normally when I inherit a theme, I just give it away to a noble family, make sure that if it grew past its natural borders, we sort all of that out, and then don't worry about it again. But in this scenario, I actually think I would rather hold this as my second duchy compared to Achaia, which we currently hold. Reason being, Achaia still has the backwater debuff. We spoke about this previously. Ultimately, it's debuffs across the board for levy size, holding taxes, and control growth until the development of these counties reach 50 or more, which they are not close to. We will lose the special building Patras Castle. I'm not too concerned about that though. We get tons of bonuses already being in the capital. So I'm going to give these lands away. I am going to hold on to Mistra for exactly 8 more months so that I actually still get the bonuses from building the temple here. But ultimately, this team will go to a lower family and I will hold Philippopolis and Thrace, which I think will work out quite nicely. Now, this is going to hurt us for the next 8 months, however. I can't actually give my other theme away without giving away the county as well, but I definitely don't want to do that. The piety is a big part of our next plans, so I'm probably going to just stay over my limit of both domain and number of teams for 8 months if possible, and then give it away. It's going to be annoying for the next 8 months, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. Now, you know the drill. House Angelo supports the Greens. We are always going to back them, even though our actual employed charioteer is on Team Red. Doesn't matter to us, we're green till we die. I'm going to bet 50 gold, but hopefully, the fact that we are also now cooking the books, this won't matter, as we should get, hopefully, even more than 1,500 gold at the end of this. So because my intent here is to spread my legend, for my speech, I can actually just try and expound the tale. I'll get crowd carried legend, influence level impact plus 20%, and another 20% towards legend spread chance. Yes, please. Oh my god, they actually did it. The Greens actually won. This is amazing. So we've gained the 1500. Viviana, our bookmaker, made 2.3k. And we also got 149 back from our bet. We will take that though. I will increase the quality of my legend first and foremost. That I think is going to be important as I really want to complete this as soon as, both so that we have the ability to do a second holy war as soon as possible, and also so we stop spending 14 gold a month promoting it. Now, with our remaining 1.4 thousand gold, every bone in my body is screaming at me to start upgrading things in and around the realm, but I'm gonna try and hold on to it and be patient. We will have 5 years of a peace with the Abbasids after our war. That's the perfect time to start building everything up. If I try and invest now and then go to war and run out of money, I will be kicking myself. So I'm going to try and hold on to this gold, wait how long is left on this? 4 months for the temple to be constructed, and then we will go straight to war. Now, my half-brother Andreas can marry. I am actually going to marry him off to the daughter of the Tsar of Russia. We do currently have an alliance through actually converting them, but I would like to lock it in again with a official marriage, and also it is a decent marriage for Andreas as well. Because I am diligent, I'm going to continuously make use of developing the capital. We'll gain a little bit of stress, but it's going to continue to boost our development. Now, the temple has finally been built. We are now at 2.8 thousand piety, which is fantastic to see. We're going to grant this away. We can actually give it to Andreas. And you know what? I think we will give it to him. And then on top of that, we'll also grant him the actual theme itself. And that is another member of our family in control of a theme. We only need 750 piety to actually trigger the war that we want to start. But what I might do with the excess is actually found a holy order. This is quite a bit of gold, but I think this makes a ton of sense. We're going to be fighting against hostile fates a lot, So I think getting one of these up early makes a ton of sense. So the Holy Order has been founded here under Grandmaster Ignatius of the Brotherhood of the Holy Sepulchre. That is what we like to see. That seems to have pleased some other Orthodox rulers as well, who are now actually willing to become a vassal. You are all more than welcome. That has expanded our borders even more to the north, and realistically, our expansion to the north is basically predicated on conversion to Orthodoxy. There are lots of rulers who are Orthodox here, but they've yet to really start to convert all of the counties. But as they do that more and more, we should have even more abilities to just get free vassals to the north there. The one last thing I'm going to do is ask for clerical influence. We'll spend 500 piety to gain 150 influence straight away, as well as plus 20% monthly influence. I'm going to do this because, one, we don't really need the excess piety for much else, and two, we're going to want to use influence for the thematic armies to help us in this war. It is time for us to do our holy war for Syria. Now, the Abbasids here don't have a lot of money, which is fantastic to see. Obviously, other Rashari rulers may join, but he is currently facing 3 wars, and 2 of them are actually different people's claims for the Arabian Empire itself. I'm a little afraid of those. I hate the idea of the titles changing power, something strange happening, and the war being invalidated. But I'm going to fire this, try and take advantage of the chaos, and win this war quickly. Here we go. I'm raising all of my armies. I've called in 3 thematic armies as well, and what we can also do is raise our Holy Order for free, and that's another 1,000 men. We've encountered a problem. So I didn't know this, but the fact that Sar Fedor is a conqueror, that basically means that he'll never join an ally's offensive war. Or possibly because it's a holy war, I'm not quite sure. But either way, he's not helping us at all. That is okay though, we shouldn't need him, but let's see how this goes. Now what I am going to do is turn off any non-essential courtier positions to try and save on a little bit of gold here. And then we will turn on some of the warfare ones for things like army pursuit and whatnot. So we're starting strongly with our sieges. There's a small force over here that we're going to deal with. We can see their army up here to the north, actually moving away from us. Not sure if they are trying to siege something down over here or if they're just dealing with one of the other wars they're in. Either way though, we're going to stay focused. We are absolutely burning through gold at the moment, but hopefully by sieging some things down and cutting costs where necessary, we can deal with the war sooner rather than later. We can consolidate our rule again. We may as well do this. Why not? We'll take the plus 25% legitimacy gain, possibly just getting up to 5 for those bonuses. We have another daughter. This one is slow, that's fine though. We will give you the name of Cecilia. So far so good. Army is nice and consolidated. We're sieging things down, 27%. The main army, I just saw up here recently, the battle must have finished, but he was fighting somebody up over here. The forces are coming in are quite small. We're trying to just deal with them as they land, not giving them a chance to group up, and we're trying to carpet siege everything behind us so we can't just get sprung on, and if we fight them, they don't just retreat to somewhere really close to us. This eunuch is still causing me problems. He's not even my chief eunuch anymore. He's just doing all this by himself. I would love to say I'd rather not know. It is going to stress us out and give us a break though, which I'd rather not happen. If we say tell me everything, we will gain spurned eunuch, minus 10% holding taxes and stewardship, really not good. But I think I'll just take the mental break for now. It's only going to be level 1, we'll deal with it. Thankfully we are athletic, so we can just go for a horse ride and everything's going to be fine. So somebody is trying to convert me to witchcraft. Now this happened previously with Justinian and somebody commented mentioning how it can actually be quite powerful. So maybe we'll actually go along with this when they show up. We are at 51% in the war here, everything's going quite well. I have no idea where the Abbasid army is. I would love to fight them for the war score. There is a plague that's spreading pretty aggressively down here. Little leprosy. Hopefully it stays away from where our armies are for the time being. It's looking good, but the army could show up at any moment and surprise us. So our steward actually wants to help us out. We could pay 500 gold and he will upgrade our marketplace in our estate, which we do want to do eventually. Or we can say we need every coin in order to keep it that way and immediately gain 300. Since we're still burning through gold, I'm definitely going to take this one. Part of the army has shown itself up here to the north. Before I just move up and aggressively attack, I want to make sure there's not 6k behind him. Doesn't look like there is, so I'm going to detach some men who aren't sieging into a fighting force and then move down here to try and deal with this. Here it is. We could gain the secret witch. Honestly, I rarely ever do this. I don't know if I've ever taken it willingly in Crusader Kings before. We might do it. I'm a little bit worried of having secrets. I feel like it's just an in for so many people with high intrigue to just actually blackmail us. But we'll give it a go. Why not? We're at 74%, about to finish even more sieges, and I have an army of 4,000 going to fight the 1,000 strong army we have over here. Now, technically, he should have around 6,000 soldiers, including his allies, but I think he's still fighting in, yeah, lots of other wars. And to be fair, this one's probably drawing his attention, 60%, and he's losing control of the entire empire, so I think we might be able just to sneak this in. There it is! After winning that battle, we are good to go. We didn't even burn through that much gold. We're at 100%. Let's immediately enforce demands. Antiochia reconquered. The shining armies of the Romans march again into the lands that our ancestors once held, and the glory for making it happen belongs solely to me. Antiochia, seat of the Pentarch, evangelized by St. Peter himself, where Christianity moved its first official steps. Once a thriving city of faith and commerce, it's been hit hard by centuries of border attrition, so that it is now only a shadow of its former self. Nevertheless, a glorious shadow can be brought back to greatness by a strong guiding hand like mine. A glorious day for all Romans. I'm not sure why we're saying Romans. We're not exactly Roman yet, but we'll take it. We'll take it. So the county itself gains restored pentarchy seat, giving it more levy size and holding taxes. And we also gain that buff for more learning, piety, and same faith opinion, as well as a nice bit of influence and prestige. And the best part is that every single county comes straight back to us because they were all revoked as they were held by a different religion. Firstly, I'm going to spend a lot of my gold to usurp a lot of the themes that are currently created, make sure we hold them instead. I don't want to give it any time in case they end up at war and then we can't usurp it. We'll grab all of this, please. This is a hell of a lot of gold, but it has to be done. My focus here is to, again, give it to relatively low-born families, but people with high learning would be ideal, and they are all going to have the directive to immediately try and convert these lands. That's most of the land handed off. I just need to create one more theme down here, Duchy of Lebanon. I think we can get the gold we need just by ransoming off some of these prisoners. Interesting. Master Abdullah here says that you and your fool host may have wrested my kingdom from me, but mark me, I am not through yet. I will not give up Syria so easily. Let's make sure that we pin you, negotiate settlement, pacify him by settling him as a vassal within your realm, or we can expel him. He's become our rival and established an adventurer camp, as well as this man here. Justinian's dream. The warm Mediterranean air carries with its murmurs of an empire on the cusp of eternity. Here within these storied walls of Constantinople, the ambition of a bygone era calls out. Justinian's undying dream, his ceaseless quest to reunite the scattered remnants of Rome, beckons me. Is it my burden or my privilege to resurrect these dreams, to stitch together fractured domains under a single banner as he once sought to do? The Restore the Roman Empire decision is now available. I mean, it was always available, we just can't do it yet. Let's expel these adventurers who are now our rival, making sure that they are not just kicking around our realm. Now, what I'm also going to micro is go through some of the vassals, make sure they all have the correct stance. As we expand out, a lot of our vassals that were previously border themes will now have to change, and the ones we just picked up will have to become border themes, just in case someone wants to come back and try and take some of this land back off us. Okay, there we go. Look at the size of us now. We're really starting to flex our muscles. This is tremendous to see. So, super happy with how that war went. Most of the themes have been created. I've tried to not put too many of them on the frontier stance. Like, some of them will be. I may even take them off, though, to be honest with you, only because the defender advantage and everything is quite nice and it's good to have. It is a minus 40% tax multiplier, though, which is not great to see. But that will be our main goal going forward now, upgrading everything, increasing the amount of gold that we have. The next thing we will do is we will complete our legend once we upgrade it once more. Almost there, about 50 more baronies to go. Then we can reassert the Holy Mission when our peace treaty is up and go to war again with the Abbasids, this time likely for Jerusalem. And then after that, we will continue working our way across. We could take Arabia. Look at the amount of land we'd get then. But this is so far away from our goal of Theodosian borders. It's going to be Jerusalem. Now, as is expected, the factions are already starting amongst the Ashari, who are not happy by their new rulers, who are Orthodox. We will likely have to put down some rebellions here initially, but hopefully over time, the governors can actually convert the counties to be Orthodox. What's also quite nice is because we've picked back up Antioch and it's controlled by Orthodoxy, all Orthodox characters get +1 martial to their level of devotion and plus 10% to our knight effectiveness, which is very, very nice. We have another learning perk. Now, I did say I was going to rush down to know thyself, and thus far I've been taking everything but the path down to that one. Iron Constitution, possibly? Try and live a bit longer? You know what, we're already here, I'm gonna take this, but after this, I promise, restraint, know thyself, and then into something else. Okay, what a day we have had. We have successfully done our first offensive war, taken back Antioch. There's going to be lots to do here, rebels to put down, things to organize. That's all fine, though. The Abbasids are struggling. They are in almost full-on revolt at the moment. They are fighting in 3 different wars, and they are coming close to losing a war that would actually see this man lose his seat on the throne. Fantastic news for us, though, as we will continue to take advantage of that and expand. HRE is still going strong. Emperor Bernard II is 63 years old and still just an absolute menace. But other than that, we are looking well. We have to build up our gold again. It was super expensive just to make the war happen and then organize everything after it. But we are in a very good position and we're only 34 years old. We've also really buffed out the family. If we look at strength now, we are 100 points off of the second most powerful family, who is themselves already miles ahead of everybody else. So we're really doing a good job of consolidating our power here. Things are looking well. I love it when a plan comes together. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.